Hello all. So, as I mentioned last time, I thought to cover the sequel of George of the Jungle out of curiosity, see how it compares in that. And yeah, this has come from someone who's extremely new to these new films and that, and yeah, just see how they compare on the surface. So yeah, if you've got your film ready on Disney Plus, etc., yeah, 000, etc., and then we'll go in three, two, one, go. Yeah, I should start with the Disney logo. Right, so let's see how this goes. So the original is definitely better, that's for sure. Although, oh, although that's a fairly good start. Yes, it's somewhat faithful. You can somewhat see that happening. Kind of brings you back to uh, those kind of films. So this sequel was released in 2003. That's about 98, 99, 2000, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's about 6 years later. Oh, they've done it in 3D this time. Okay. Oh, a bit of both, I think. It was just quite well animated. And yeah, there's been a recast. What's this? Like straight to DVD? I'm not sure because yeah, but did they make the fun out of the budget a couple of times? Um, yeah, including going for a because Brendan and whoever was playing Ursula, they would have been uh, somewhat costly from time to time, and yeah, so is that the case? Unless they simply didn't want to come back, like they would have still looked like themselves, 6 years later. I just suddenly realised, is it the um um yeah, the lyrics have changed. This seems longer. Oh, I just saw Australian, so is that why the for different well, not only the two different leads, but it's a whole new production. Is that what's going on? Oh, okay. So that's what the the cartoon was like somewhat about. Then just showing that George is still up to his hijinks, and yet there's like this confliction between his duty and what he has to do for Ursula and his kid, whoever the kid's called. That does not too bad CGI wise. And then a good reference, although that doesn't really. Uh, oh, I guess it addresses a bit by just saying, "Oh, just okay." I think it's like a way of saying, "Oh, maybe there's no Brendan, but you know, um, he's still got this guy," and I think he does carry over quite well. He's a Yeah, because I'm not always good at like differentiating, or no, sorry, just like the difference between um difference in recast performance. I just like how blasé she is. Okay, so that's a game that who else is playing? Oh yeah, the other apes, yeah, of course. Also, just who realised they couldn't afford Brendan, but they still could afford John Cleese. Yeah, I think it would have been really hard to replace that voice. We're talking about super speed there. Imagine that happening like in a real football game, like someone gets dizzy and just falls over. So this is pretty much football, isn't it? Is there like actual teams unless it's just like George versus everyone? Literally. Just suddenly realised I only have a donkey as a goalkeeper. I suppose it adds an obstacle. Just gets hit again. He's pretty much invincible at this point. You know, he can like dent a tree. Like if taking this literally, we're talking about him being like one of the I don't know, like the most invincible characters in fiction, probably. You know, strong enough to dent a tree. Yeah, I like that joke. It just goes to show that it's kind of addressing like what else he's, you know, what the gorillas do when they're not drumming and they just sleep if they're not doing anything, which takes a rip out of those kind of tropes, you know. And then delay the track a bit just for that. Yeah, that I like too. So it's yeah, I like these jokes. It's kind of capturing the charm from time to time. Not to mention, is this? I think this almost looks like it's set to like a year or two because the kid they got at the end definitely was going over like a couple of years, and he looks about 6-ish now. So yeah, it's just a couple of years later. Into the following tree. Yeah. That is still like. I wonder what Brendan you was think of this. Oh yeah, then this is the dressing where Ape is at. And they could also afford the budget for him as well. It gets a ton funnier later on because they do it again. Is that table literally chopped in half? Oh, how serious? Sing? What was it doing down there? That VFX hasn't quite aged well. But yeah, once again, if it's like a low budget, then fair enough. So the whole sink is gone. Wait, a sink in a tree house? Well, there must be some pretty clever plumbing going on. Just grabs like a phone. Just reminds me of that one foot in the grave joke where Hexter picks up the little sausage dog instead of the phone. Always asking first, that's nice. But there's like a sense of being left out. Because I think this is like reasonable as a, as like a sequel premise so far, because, like the honeymoon phase has passed and it's just adjusting to, everything daily, just trying to manage to the chores and the duties and, with a new kid involved. That's where like a CG double. How many dents is that now? Yeah, I think that joke is a tad overplayed, the tree thing. I think it's just like a case of, oh, we're definitely the movie. Oh yeah, I like this joke as well. Well, not quite subtitles, it's just the ability to speak, really. Okay. Which, and yeah, it's definitely the early 2000s with the whole talking animal things. Yeah, I wonder what the actual best example of this is. Oh, I'll tell you what, Aslan's rather good actually. I like him as like a talking animal. And then, yeah, I'm talking about the Narnia one, not the line that was just talking then. He must have a different name. How much free was that? um, was that like for it carried over from the previous scene? No, it's the snakes. Yeah, I don't know how George could have done that better. Well, that's quite a thought. Although they're fine with balancing everything. I thought play the song again. I better listen closely. Oh my god, I think they are. They brought the song back. I'm surprised this film didn't make a joke about it, where the song was coming from. I wonder what John Clegg thinks of this, because this song wasn't like made for the film. It's probably made more popular because of it, but I just wonder what the artist thinks of the song being used in these movies. I think temporarily though. We haven't really said something. Stanhope, that's the name I go. That's how she uses her workers. Get off him. Oh yeah, so he managed to escape the jungle. I wonder how he escaped. Yeah, just thought to bring that back to remind us of Um, why did it take that long for that plan though? Not to mention, so Lila still wanted to get hold of Ursula, but he would have escaped from the jungle, gone to America, and then come back later. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's because there was like a deal involving the jungle that's made, and that would have taken time. So, yeah, bulldozers, yeah. So, okay, so that's why this is happening now. Oh, yeah, it's only a couple of years later, of course. But like that's a small reference to the previous one. Yeah, character falling over and the rest laughing. So she's fine with Samara and George, but not as okay with this grandson being there. Okay. But Ursula's there. She'll like can pass on with what she knows onto the kid. To have like a balance of both. Oh my god, that's really like an actual model. Oh, look at that falling thing. That's not quite aged well. That is like really high. Oh no. So that was just like a what if scenario. She somehow knows that it can't happen to her. These the streak of jokes are actually like going rather well. I feel like it's some of like the same writers, I think. Unless I feel like I would kind of know how to make a parody thing, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Well, I suggest all sorts of ideas in the previous commentaries, so it could be an idea for me. Yeah, because of jungle stuff, which is reasonable. Novel's been installed recently. It wasn't too late time, so that's fine. Oh, there goes Misjudged at. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Well, it looked like Ursula's parents. Oh yeah, of course, Ursula's parents are wealthy. Oh yeah, does that end up being the gift that he likes the most? Like, very prepared him for the jungle stuff. Oh, careful with that. I think they'll. Looks kind of cool. Probably the first time. Oh, oh my god! How did George manage to work it out? I'm sure that's just water, if not oil. Uh, Maybe practice on like a trunk first before using You better be lucky. No, that's a proper miss. Oh no, it's still it's eventually just the long way around. Oh no, the apple's gone, so that's a bit jeopardised. Oh no, there goes down instead. He's happy that he's fine. It is like a somewhat genuine conflict, despite being small in scale, somewhat. And the way he sits down, yeah. So there's those kind of details. Oh, is he just simply called Junior? Okay, George Junior, is it? So he's getting like manipulated again, and you would assume that he could probably look right through it, but um, although I think he's just having like a more of an open mind about it at first, so he's a bit smart, I would say. Yeah, I think he would have to with the kid growing up. Well, have to be smarter, I mean. But yeah, I don't think he would be so accepting of they'll have to reshoot the photo. Anyway, but yeah, George is definitely not going to let them both go that easily. You could definitely tell that the toucans leaped. That's probably too much to. Was that implying that to get hold of Ape to help him out? Was that? Oh yeah, I think that's what's happening here. Oh yeah, this is a joke from the that I mentioned yes last time. Yeah, because I think the Tuca goes on the plane. And he's still singing. And then Ape has actually had enough. So playing with the. I suppose the singer is like too distracting. All he needs to go is do is fly forward. But oh, okay. Oh no, it was just imagining that. I see. I was about to say. Sorry. More like George than we reckon. That is a lot. So we've got plates, mannequins, pictures, questions. Wonder how long it would have taken to do all of that. Yeah, just like pointed at tail. That's quite funny. It's like blatant on purpose. This must be like more of a private game or something because they're not, like where's the other people? Yeah, I suppose Abe didn't see all of that. Okay, so that's how. So that's how the plant will start going. Which is correct. Yeah, so you just lost then. Yes, I think that carries over the starts off Lyle's plan. Do they have signal where's the nearest tower? So just pointing out to main comparisons in that way. Okay, so that's where George gets more involved in the plan. Oh, okay, so that's how so it is. Oh my god, that idea, that's quite creepy. Anyway, so yeah, it's a clever enough plan, to get Ape into trouble, and now George needs to make his way. Which, yeah, I think that's partially true. The tree has got a bit broken, and I suppose there would have been like a lack of order. So he's taking the chance to uh, to roll over. And I think what I also kind of like about the following film is that there's a bit more of like the other animal positions and what they do and that. So it's someone actually expanded upon that in that it can somewhat infer from the previous film. So oh Marnie, oh yeah, of course, that's a reference to the previous film. Yeah, is Abe going to be like, oh, you changed? Just getting worn out from the fall, and then I don't think they were that close. Oh, no, okay, yeah. Okay, that's. So he's getting some. Take a balance, literally. So the ape is getting updated, and George is getting some points in return. Which she had like a load of mates in that, so yeah, I think that's something that she would miss. When was the last time she saw like her mates in that? Look at that, literally. No, but like in reference, so yeah, they do have their own private rock as evident in the previous film. It was kind of take a lot of work to do. I think all of these animal models I had are still. Okay, what are they up to now? He's taken that too seriously. But that's a lot. So he does have like a load of pairs. So yeah, it's a funny thing to address. Yeah, just like the lack of variation. Yeah, imagine like them two being caught up. All right, so what's this plan we're going to pay for? Oh, I lost my fiance. You know, she went off with some bloke in the jungle, and now I'm trying to get her back. But something like that. Pointing that out again. Oh, that's aged a tad. Although, I feel that's already made me like quite scared to encounter kangaroos. Even if kangaroos, I don't think kangaroos are in Africa. I don't think. What were they doing on there? What, made out of one? So I don't think these get washed at all. Unlikely, you know, they start these up stuff in. As if the signs are going to help. feel like I recognise that voice. I could have a quick peek actually. Also, peace locked up. That will make things trickier later on. Oh, so yeah, Mean Lion, as he's called, he's voiced by Michael Clark Duncan. Yeah, I have seen his face a couple of times in other films. Yeah, I've all recognised that voice. It's a very distinct one. Anyway, so oh my god, that is. Oh my god, no, I can't watch that. What was she eating then? Oh, I can't look. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and think of something else. Try and put other details. Okay, so the plan is going about. I'm gonna have to like cover my screen. I can't watch that. Oh, it was. Oh no. Wait, hang on. Did they? I know it's a joke, but did they not like clarify? Um, like address like health risks before going ahead. Okay, yeah, this would have to be far more better entertainment. Let's see what. Yeah, it's just a cover. Yeah, as I was looking at the cast, the rating, from all three sources, which yeah, they show it to be quite low. To which uh, yeah, it's understandable if it is like very different from time to time. But we'll just see what the rest of the film is like because it's some bits I can understand so far, and I do like a lot of the jokes as well, and it tries to capture the charm at times and the references, and it's definitely made by someone who people who were fans of the original. Yeah, even this moment right there, is George. I'm just watching some entertainment in America. Yeah, that is a new experience for him. Hmm. Oh, this is the first time Ursula and I meet. Yeah, how that's gonna go. Yeah, they don't know the mum has schemed all of this. They're gonna do it literally again. Yeah, I think Lila's potions has stood the response. it just comes in at the right time. Yeah, probably his time for retirement anyway. Yeah, I think that's probably going a bit too far. It's the okay. Well, it's too bad. So it's not around to hear this. But apparently she likes the main theme tune. I thought it would be the John Clegg track. Oh, he does. You keep like swapping items. No, I thought that was something happening later on. Oh. this this is what the new remake should have been like. Oh, is that all the mate? Yeah. So they're in it on the plan. There was like in the film's narrative, the mum must have like paid them to like read them out because, well, paid quite a lot because they were like quite supportive and you know they liked George, so they're probably a bit reluctant than that to um okay. I I thought they were supportive, so they are they genuine or not, you know, they're just now unsure. I guess it could happen because, you know, like Ursula was like in a way for a long time and they probably missed her being about, but yeah, it would have made sense if they were like more supportive, or you know, just had the mother be like, oh, you know, you will save these, or you won't get your like massive payment from me. So this is showing that apparently, yeah, if like George is like trained her in all sorts, then she's like superhuman now. I don't think her being supernatural is a bad thing. You know, like with all of the gym stuff, she just would have to, you know, like slow down a bit in that. And George does. Yeah, he does. Only because he took it literally. He got the sunless spear. You know, that's cool. But Ursula chose to stay there, and now they're just yeah, this is just like a top-notch fibbing right there. Just imagine the pressure. And so, yeah, I think they're just talking about what you know, she used to do, to which but I think they could still do this kind of activities. You know, like traveling that. And just make sure the line doesn't get up to anything. Yeah, so she hasn't really let any of that come to her, to which good for her. I think she would have had like a moment of looking back, but now um, there's some people in the background being like, he was under there all this time. So that's why another convenience popped up. Oh yeah, if I see the post earlier, so they must have. What did it take for Ursula to come back here? Because she was just finding George, and now she's back here. Okay. Like once again, I know that this is like a comedy parody in that, but there is some genuine like gaps in there from time to time, which already makes this one slightly weaker than the previous one. Like I did have like some bits to wonder about the previous one, but you could like pretty much infer it, and it seemed to run a bit of a better through line compared to what's happening at the moment. Yeah, so it's not just a hypnotist, she's going to pretty much, you're talking about like a proper, almost like a mind wipe, but the son isn't forgotten, isn't? No, yeah, no, he isn't forgotten, so that's good at least, because otherwise she'll take it away like 2 years of memory. Or more. Which I guess goes back to what he heard, but if only he stuck around. That's like really mean. You kind of feel for him. So where is he off to? Or still determined to have a... Yeah, was he like thinking of going or something? Oh, you're just having a look for the... Oh, you've been wondering, yeah, it's just about hand medication. Yes, I said that in the last stream. So yeah, this is probably like a was he thinking of leaving or trying to? Oh yeah, I think he's fallen from what the mother-in-law has said. And I think is that same tooth as at the previous film. I don't think you can grab that effectively whilst you sleep. He's on top of the building, is he? Where is he? I can't see him. And he doesn't wake them both up. Imagine if like the sun was like strong as well and he'd like shattered the bone in his leg. And yeah, that's what a lot of them saw last time. So yeah, he doesn't know what to do. And I think the yeah, that would have to be a pretend horse. Is it? So the hypnotising isn't very effective. Oh no, the plan's in motion. So you could definitely assume they were like dropped off and that. I think we can go through that cage. Oh, there he is. Yeah, break the cage. Where has he been? What if the cage is done? Okay, so he's gonna still try and get her back. Although, if he was already planned to do that, why not like say something when he went to see them both? Unless he was just downtrodden at a point where he didn't know what to say. Like what got him to try and search him? Okay. There's possibly true, you know, if ape could be helpful in the jungle. I think what he said about you know what George said about Ursula earlier. Is that like acknowledging that you might have lost them, but I'm a bit puzzled. It's like trying to play on the. It's like making a joke about still trying to get them despite being rejected. I'm not sure. One mic does that. Oh, the kangaroo must have been quick. Or gone elsewhere. Where's he gone? Oh, there you go, they'll slow them down. Yep, he's down. And then we get to explore a bit of the casino, I suppose. Oh yeah, that will definitely slow them down. Okay. Just managed to catch him. That was a good flip. I suppose he's a bit slow. He should have said, watch out for that escalator. Oh, they're vaguely good improvising. Pillar. Oh no, it was a tree. He would have just landed. Yeah, he doesn't really understand what one he is. Wait, what has he done? Like, I guess, oh yeah, I guess, you know, probably some collateral damage. I think that's what would have been the case, yeah, because he can't like swing around and expect not to go in trouble, so at least that's addressed. Oh wow, that was quick. Must have been like one nearby or something. Or sorry. Hang on. Is this so that no, so the helicopter people must have accidentally like let that loose or something because those guys on the ground, you know, the armed ones, you know, they would have like easy arrest them. Yeah, why did they get the ladder down? if it was for a joke, they should have made that one bit more obvious. Despite not being very HD, the interaction still worked. Okay, so now they're on the helicopter, what they're going to do. And how do they know that they could bring it down like that? Well, I suppose it's no different to, like, I don't know, like, for instance, if they were fighting I don't know, pterodactyl, for instance, and they have, like, rope to try and bring it down, are they using that kind of logic? I know pterodactyls aren't a thing anymore, but, like any flying creature, is that the logic they're trying to use against it? Don't they have that kind of reference? Yeah, just like the smallest King Kong ever. And the helicopter's just like, why is it standing still? You just don't know what to make of it, because once it's back on, they're just going to, continue misbalancing the helicopter. And oh, of course, it was before the Fitz Jackson phobia 2 years later, so yeah, that kind of still works. Yeah, 2 years after that, of course. Yeah, 2005 or 6 that was. Yeah, I need to watch that again. I quite enjoyed it. The Peter Jackson King Kong. Yeah, so they're just going to climb down, which should be easy enough for them. Why are they? Oh, that's why. It does sound similar, so yeah, that's another good one. Yeah, I feel like I like the because what I was doing the first one was like, I'll just talk about those jokes later. Um, and yeah, it's probably been a long time since she's seen fireworks, I suppose. Yeah, once again, the hypnotising is not quite working. Like, well, yeah, if you've got like a load of your memory that's been wiped, then of course you're gonna have, wonder what's happening. And yeah, the mate doesn't. Yeah, definitely the mate can say anything. But despite being a bit. Yeah, so she does look like yeah, like generally like it looks like, yeah, they're back to stat one, and yeah, I think he doesn't know what to think of it. Oh god, why would you write that in? But yeah, she's knocked out, but she seems to be fine. But yeah, once when he sees Junior again, I love that they're reading them. Is he like reading like the storybook version of the Disney Tarzan? I swear I saw like the Tarzan design that way. Anyway, so that's a more genuine reaction. So yeah, he's not under a hypnotist. Oh, hypnotist? No, just under hypnotising effect. Yeah, that confirms it. Oh yeah, by the way, where's the helicopter? Um, says blood. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the helicopter. Where did it go? Because Ape was, on the building. Like, did he? Where is he? Well, I guess it's that same transporting ship. Oh yeah, because in the previous film, yeah, did he like? Was he like, should have got a big creator? Now he wants to get hold of a bigger one. That's that's an extremely good guess. Uh, it's actually not the most reasonable one, really. Especially if Ape is like familiar with like the Las Vegas stuff. There he is. Yeah, the interaction with the crowd isn't too bad. So yeah, it's just fated with elephants and trainers now. I think a talking ape was a far bigger deal in the previous film. Yeah, she's down, and yeah, at least she's scrap that. Oh god, what is he up to? So it's not only is it like the line of to mischief, but all of these bulldozers are acting about too. Well, yeah, they're gonna have to fight, I think. Oh no. All right, so what they're gonna do? Okay, does that? Oh. I think it does seem to be easy. You call yourself lucky. That was just a nearby hammock. Why? So, apparently the magazine's like a printing thing around the jungle apparently. The mask looks strangely separated from the rest of the suit sometimes. Yeah, the way their head was moving, but it still works. Like a really convincing suit in that. It's nice as the message is, just showing that he cares about everything. Uh, yeah, I feel like it probably needed a bit more exploring because at least in the previous film it was just seeing how he can bond with Ursula over time, and the likes of Lyle was just the obstacle. So at least that was like more in focus. But in this one, yeah, that kind of theme is like paused every now and again. We don't go back to the jungle often, so yeah, it's just a thought I had. I was going to face what is in. That's quite bold of him. I felt like there's a reference. What's it going to do? All severed. Oh. Oh, there was a something appeared on his trunk. Then what was it? Okay, so we're at 4, 5. Okay. Okay, so it's take a rip out of that. So that's a good, nice touch. So no, it was like a car race. Like imagine if something like that like generally happened. Like the animals actually fought the people off. That would have been like quite a sight. Right. Okay, so oh yeah, because I think all of them know who Lyle is, so I think they're just like, oh, hang on, um, and then I like, oh yeah, let's just face Jordan and the others. Oh, they're running off. That's not great. I do hope that's a set because they would have to. Oh yeah, a lot of it's just like vegetation on the ground, so it's not too bad. I just hope they're either props or a set because yeah, it won't film it, so you wouldn't be allowed to do that because these like areas like that would be protected. So they do have some ideas. So what does this one do? Oh, that's, yeah, I could see why that would scare him off. But yeah, these these melons aren't doing anything. Well, I suppose it is speaking the drivers. That's about 3 shots. Yep, just making on them all. Oh no. Oh, he's down. How many is that? Like 6 to go. Is it like completely like made the vehicle go all burnt up? Oh, he's down too. Oh, my god. Oh no, he might be down. God knows what kind of os or bees they are. Yeah, because this is Africa, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, what's he gonna do? Oh, think you should have tried the side of the vehicle. At least it's honest. Yep, Herb? What does he mean? Oh, they're just placed too quickly in the treehouse. Okay, with nobody to guard her. Why are they on the side of that vehicle? How do they even get there so quickly? Yeah, like they would have used a crate method, right? Like how quick is that? It's like a day at least. Or what's it gonna do? The effects, like they interact with the head okay, but I don't know to trying to stand out. Oh, 6, 7. How many trees? About 10 now. Really getting to 20. Oh, he's on. Oh my god, he must have. Or he somehow like. Oh my god, that is so high and long. Oh my god. Wait, hang on. Why are they going to different? Oh, there must be yeah, just yeah, different angles. Yeah, I thought they were going different directions. Then no, it's just different camera positions. Those effects aren't too great either. Yeah, but yeah, as I was saying earlier, George was somehow like standing still. Like when he got like hit in the groin, like did he not continue spinning on the wheel? Did he hop on like another steel platform or some sort? Oh, how do is he? Oh, I was about to say, don't get yourself distracted. Oh no, how is he going to solve this? Oh, I remember. He just paused it. Oh, yeah, turns stick it. Somehow you knew. How did you know? Oh, yeah, that's a nice payoff. I suppose it was into that a couple of times. Yep, so they hang on there on the vehicle too. Got more prepared. I think that's a. Oh no. Okay, so she's still under that hypnotist. Like Taz's effect, rather. So why? Is it just to get them out of danger? Because the bulldozer's still going across anyway, unless it was just a way for uh yeah, just yeah, because they're not like because them two all bulldoze the jungle because they're already onto it. And yeah, you can definitely guess how it would be his. What are they thinking? How far have they got? Oh, not much, okay. Oh, he's down. um, or is that all it's going to take? Okay, I think it's going to work, hopefully. Come on, wake up. It's just got to go back. But I think that's a sign of remembering. Oh, there you go, yeah, I think that confirms it. Oh no! That reminds me, where is the dad? Was that even ape? Or was it just another one? Six. Just a random backstory thing. So he bumps in. And then for the first time, yeah, there you go, here's the narrator. Oh, there's some animated things as well. Oh no, that hand was like a clear green screen. Yeah, those aren't too great effects. They have their reason to. They're fine. I was surprised that they do that with the the two lads in leather in the previous film. Oh, okay, okay. That actually fixes a lot. So that's why they were like, yeah, because they've always been Oh no. Oh no. Not to mention that they just joke all of the mates all the way to there. Like, how did they? That's why I called it a defeat. I think it's like their was it like the vowels again or whatever, whatever the phrase is. Um, yeah, because it's not like they divorced or anything. Yeah, I think that sounds fair, reasonable. Yeah, it's like a normal work schedule. Oh no, he's just saying that at any time the role belonged. I think he probably would need to prioritise the kid more, but it's fair enough. Yeah, I still like the romance, from time to time. And they all joined in as well. Okay. I guess there are like times with the whole balancing thing, such as the when Ursula's mum was like, "Oh, Ursula hasn't had an awful lot of time." Although, yeah, this is definitely a Disney parody. Because they're like iconic for that. But not to mention, yeah, it is one of my favourite moments in the 1988 Tarzan Disney film. Oh no, you can see the outlining of the green screen at times. It's not the best. It's okay though. Yeah, should have kept those trainers from the previous film. Yeah, because when I'm seeing them two as the recast, I remember thinking, that um, does that count as a tree? I'm not sure. Although I guess going back to animated again, that's a lot of holes. Right, and it's got the theme song again. Cool. Oh, it spells at the end. Okay, I didn't notice that the first time. That's actually quite rather clever. Reminds me of um, "Bring on the War." Oh, are these pretend outtakes? Probably. Yeah, as I was saying, as we conclude, yeah, because when it comes to recasts like these, you would think, oh, are they going to capture the characters well? But I've strangely got lost, as in that I still believe they're George and Ursula, even if they're like discount versions. But yeah, I think the two are rather good. How do I tell the difference though? I guess the personalities are a bit more simplified here from time to time, and how do I make more of a differentiate them? Oh, well, I think one thing for sure is that I think both Brendan and the original Ursula actress, I don't know her name. It can there are like more experience, which you can definitely tell from uh, time to time. Um, yeah, not to mention all the returning people. They do continue their character traits in that. So yeah, I can't see any character assassination like happening at all. Yeah, because for a second I thought the mates were assassinated, but no, it turns out they were just um, the hypnotist all this time, which actually does fix a lot of things that I wondered about earlier. Um, so yeah, that's all right. Yeah, because just when looking at the ratings, I can definitely see how this is like inferior to the previous one, which I'll get on to. But yeah, it's definitely not like the worst thing ever. It is just yeah, it's just there is definitely like an effort in there. There's still very funny moments. It does try and explore some certain things, and as like a because there's not a lot of films that take place like after marriage, and then having what the post marriage is like during the sequel. There's not a lot of them in there. Obviously, that the best example is Shrek 2, because that film was awesome, but yeah, I think this one does like fairly well, and whilst there is the idea that the mum didn't fully accept it, and not to mention this film did not explain how Blyle escaped the jungle long ago. You would have think he like fell into the river or something. You know, trying to escape from the raft. This film has more of not addressing. I just feel like with the previous film, there's still bits and bobs you could infer, but I don't know. It's just I just remember wondering about a couple of bits and bobs, and but not to mention, you know, I still like a lot of the when the narrator comes in. I feel like as funny as it is for that Pam to reach it, maybe is that like crossing the line? Maybe it's almost like the most you could do with like crossing the line with the narrator getting involved in the story. You know, just completely removing the character, but I still I like it funny enough. And it's just a lot of the other moments while like nooks and crannies, not nooks and grannies. Is that the phrase? Just have a look. Just want to clarify. Oh yeah, nook and cranny, nook and cranny. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I've got the right phrase. So yeah, there's a whole load of jokes I like, uh, and yeah, I've also got a bit puzzled about the mother-in-law coming back. I can see Lyle, making a scheme like that afterwards. Once again, it's not explained how he got back, but uh, yeah, I can see him doing that, and John Cleese still carries over the his performance as well. I feel like he was more memorable in the previous one though. Um, yeah, even right now, I can't think of any like highlights other than like introducing the kangaroo and the Kenny Rogers stuff as well. I like that at least. And and as I said with the theming and the kind of through line it's going for, I feel like uh does it? Oh, but I guess it like paused a bit, when George watches like the entertainment, and then when Ursula forgets things. Although I think that is like part of the consequence that the mother-in-law tries to put under George by being like, oh, because you're not around enough for her, we're gonna like take her from you, like along those lines. So it does still stick with the theme, but I guess it just goes back to for why one mother accepted and then didn't, and she continues not to accept it, which kind of um, like reverts that, because I think in the previous one there wasn't like really an that because she was like happy enough in the wedding in the first film despite not really having a moment of accepting, but now it's just like fully not accepting it at all, which it's a bit sad really. um um what else was there to it? Oh yeah, I can also can't really tell with this is like the more expensive one or not, because there's way more animals in this, way more animation, way more CG. A lot of it clearly hasn't held up, and I even wonder if this was like a was this like a straight to video or DVD, or was this at cinemas? I'm not sure. I don't want to look into it. I'm kind of scared to stop the recording, so I'm just going to actually no. Let's find out. Actually, let's learn a bit more bits and bobs about the sequel. Um, to facts. How about that? So it looks like it was released generally as a um, as a film. Yeah, a lot of it is just clips and not really analysis. Right. Oh, okay, I found something. Brendan Fraser says he had no idea why Disney didn't offer him to reprise his role as George. Um, okay, we could look more into that actually. Oh yeah, trivia, that's the word. I knew I should have said something like that. Yeah, because he would have only been like a tad older. I can see him like coming back. Like, did they had to? Did they have to cut the budget? I'm not sure. So no reason as his father was never seen or mentioned. Yeah, that's true. Even I wondered where it is, and the film doesn't address it. Um, and then prizes guides, okay. And then there's the cameos here. Or what's this chunky bit here there? He said he would love to do it again, committed by performing. Okay, so I think he did have something else going on as well anyway, so maybe they didn't want to bother Brendan when he was when he was in that film. That he didn't really, because, a student offered him enough money to come back. Okay, so was he like partially asked or not? I'm not sure. But if he didn't come, if it's not enough money for him, or he had to act in a very over the top manner, you would have to pay. You would have to be paid a lot to do all of that. But built in the Joker studio, who was too cheap to hire me, which wasn't inaccurate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to make. Yeah, I was just a bit lost for words. Um, so yeah, at least we learned a couple of bits and bobs. Although I'm still confused because he wasn't asked to reprise, and yet he still refused because of not being paid enough, or wasn't offered a high enough payment. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because yeah, I think yeah, I think overall, yeah, just like to round up, like it's fairly fine. It's just a lot, and despite some cool jokes and humor, and a lot of the characters are still in character, which is yeah, and it's just it like does some things rather well still, but there's still good bits and bobs that didn't do as well as the first. I think that's the best to say it. But not to mention, it's just the moments are more memorable. The actors are probably had more to work with, and feels more like a bit more planned, and they I don't know what was going on. The VFX artist, that was a lot of animals it added. Although I think I guess it was kind of cool to explore more of Las Vegas to see how they interact with it, and see more animals, more of the role and what else they do, and the post marriage just seems genuine, until the mother comes to interrupt it. Yeah, so there are like bits and bobs like that. I feel like, hang on, I've just dropped something. Yeah, I think when you look back on films like this, I feel like back in like 2015 and so forth, some people would be like, "Oh yeah, this is definitely like, hot garbage." But I think, we're living in an era where like for film writing goes completely out of whack. You clearly know, from 2017 and onwards, where there's like a proper dip, and you have to like wait for the classics, like Maverick, The Last Wish, and the fourth Beverly Hills Cop film. That one's also like superb. Um, yeah, like some they we've reached like new lows of writing, haven't we? And yeah, this is definitely like a lot better. Like I said, better jokes, a bit more of an intact story. Characters are still in character, and at least some idea for why they want to make a sequel to this. It makes enough sense. Despite the recasting and that. Yeah, I think this is just it's fine. It's a bit better than I thought it was. As granted, the first one is always still going to be the better one. And that reminds me, I kind of preferred the animated intro in the first one compared to the second one. The second one looks kind of good, but it kind of reminds me of a TV cartoon. But in the first one, it looked like it was kind of reminding me of a when like in a kids show where they're like, oh, let's read this story, and the story has like that aesthetic, almost like bringing a storybook to life. I kind of like the look of it in the previous film, and yeah, I think this and the first one does like well enough to introduce the absurdity of various bits and bobs, and it. But yeah, in the second one though, it just feels like there was just going up from place to place. There was way more shenanigans. Yeah, a lot more to work with. So yeah, there's definitely more to it. But yeah, I still prefer the aesthetic of uh, the other previous animated thing. Yeah, despite both being rather good. And yeah, not gonna lie, I think my favorite part of the film is the John Clegg song. I think the song on its own is fantastic. I feel like recommending that song in its own video in some way because it's generally well done. It's just a very nice track, and um, so yeah, I think that's all I have to say for this one. So yeah, it's a very intriguing couple of set of films. Probably the better parody films around. Like I really like Scary Movie, but I don't think anyone has called them. Maybe like the first and third one, fourth one had it had like some kind of through line. If I was yeah, it was just a lot of like emphasis with the jokes and the gross stuff, and it was like definitely joke by joke. With George of the Jungle, however, there is definitely like moments where they want to like bond the characters and have like moments of feeling sorry for them. Which is like a nice touch. But yeah, Scary Movie, they just simply like do the references and add up to the obscurity, and they do very well with what they do. And not to mention, I don't think Scary Movie would suit like this sincere moments anyway. Because I think their only improvements is probably like going by the structure, and I feel like that's what the first one kind of did well. There was like a proper climax in the build up, and the way things are set up follow through, because even the first one intertwines like the references like quite well, and but even the other ones kind of do ish. um I feel like I'd have to watch them somewhere, but I don't think I can find them anywhere. Let's just have a quick look. Where to watch Scary Movie? um yeah, kind of out of my reach, but I could watch them and see what they're like. I'll just have to put on a disclaimer though, because I think they're about 15 or 18, I think. And oh yeah, not to mention, as with both George and Jungle films, yeah, there may be for kids in that, but yeah, if it was like there's enough to think about as an adult, do learn some bits and bobs, definitely jokes for them. The second one, I think, generally lacked innuendos as well. I just only realised that. Maybe there was like one or two, but not that I can think of. Or actually, there is like a couple of applied things which makes you like raise an eyebrow. So yeah, there is bits and bobs like that. Um, so yeah, yeah, I'll stop right there. Yeah, I've rambled long enough, and so yeah, I'll see you next time.